Hello everyone. So today the question which we will be solving is the weird rounding. It is a letter B question and div 2. So coming to the question, so basically you have been given two integers n and k. As you can see here, n is 30,020 and k is 3. The problem given is that you have to print the required minimal number of digits to erase from n such that this number n becomes divisible by 10 to the power of 3, that is 1000. For example, let me explain you this with an example. For example, you have been given 1003 as n and k is 1. So you have to erase minimal number. You have to print the minimal number of digits which you have to erase from n, such that it becomes divisible by 10 to the power of 1. That is 10 to the power of k. That is in this case 10. So the output of this question will be 1, because if you remove only the third 3 in this n, so the n becomes 100 and 100 is divisible by 10. Similarly, in the second example, n is given as 100 and you have to remove some elements from 100 such that it becomes divisible by 3. Now, as you can see, 100 is less than 3, so the output is 2. That is, you have to make it 0 such that as 0 is divisible by any number. So if n is less than k, then n is less than 10 is to k, then you have to make it 0. We will explain. Let me explain you this. So basically, there are two conditions. First, if n is greater than 10 is to k, and second, if n is less than 10 is to k. So let's discuss the first part. In first part, our logic is that simply we have to remove the rightmost non-zero character. For example, in the previous one, we removed the non-zero 3 from n, and do this until n, the current n, is divisible by 10 to the power k. And if after reaching the end, that is after removing all the non-zero elements, if still n is not divisible, the current n is not divisible by 10 to the power k, so we will follow the else part. So what is the else part? Else part is simply if n is less than 10 is to k. That is, we saw in the second example where 100 is less than 1000, that is 10 to the power 3. So basically, we have no choice but to make it 0. And to make it 0, we will have to remove all the elements except one 0. So if there are three elements in 100, so you have to remove two of them. That is one and any one 0. So it becomes 0. It is assured that some 0 will be there, so we don't have to be stressed about it whether 0 will not there be or not. So let's look at one example. For example, 10302 and k is 2. So as we know, 10302, that is 10,302, is greater than 100, that is 10 to the power k, in this case 100. So we will initialize j as s dot length minus 1 as it falls in the if part. That is the first case. We will simply follow these three steps: a, b, and c. So in first part, so we initialize j to 4. So as we have to remove the rightmost, so we will initialize j at the rightmost index, and hence here we will first remove 2. So 10302 becomes 1030, but still it is not divisible by 1000. So we will, and point to be noted is that we will, as when we remove any element, non-zero element, so we will increase counter by 1. Initially the counter will be 0, so we increase counter here. uh, Now at j equal to 3, actually it is 0, so we will just skip it and we will keep n as it is. And at j equal to 2, we will remove 3, the non-zero element, and it becomes 100. And 100 is of course divisible by 100, so we will increase counter and we will break out from it. And the answer, final answer will be count equal to 2. That is, the answer will be 2. In second case, as we saw earlier, 100 and k is 10, 3. So 100 is less than 1000. So it is a part of the else part, that is n is less than k. So simply we will print out s dot length minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, that is 2, because we have to make it 0, so we will simply print 2 as the answer. So now let's look at the code. So basically we will simply input the num, that is the number, and we will also take input of the n. I mean, in this case, it will be k, but I have named it as n. So n is basically k. We will find the 10 part, that is 10 to the power of k, that is in this case 10 to the power n. So 10 will be, for example, if n is that is if you have been given k as 2, so the 10 will become 100. 10 to the power k of k, that is 10 to the power of 2, that is 100. And then we will so what I have done is to for ease of removal of elements, I have converted the number to to a string, so that I can easily delete the character at any the rightmost character for easy. And then I have initialized counter to 0, and then I have initialized the string builder, as you can see, and I have initialized j to rightmost index. Then this is the if part, that is if num is greater than equal to 10, and also greater than equal to, make sure equal to put the equal to sign. And we just do it in the while loop while j is greater than equal to 0, that is we do not move leftwards, that is we do not go at index -1. And also if integer of value, that is sb to 2 string is divisible by 10, as I said, the I have kept the number as string. So if the integer value of current n value is divisible by 10, though, so I will stop. So I will just if the character at the jth index is not 0, then I will delete the character and I will increase the count. And at any step, I will just decrease the count of j. And I will continue this until if j is I will continue this until j is greater than equal to 0 and the number is not divisible by 10. Now, after there can be two reasons of getting out of this while loop. One is that we come to j equal to -1, and still the number is not divisible by 10. So, as I said, if even after removal of all non-zero elements, the number is not divisible by 10. So, we will simply follow the else part. That is, we will simply print the s dot length -1. S was the initial string to which we converted the number. So we will simply put, for example, the number is 1030. So we will print 4 as the answer because the original length was 5. And else, that is, we got the number which is divisible by 10. So we will simply print the count. For example, 1030. So we will print count as 1 because we had to remove only 3. Uh, and in the else part is very simple. If n is greater than 10 to the power k, so that is n is sorry, n is less than 10 to the power k. So we will simply we have to make it 0, and for that we have to need to remove s dot length -1 elements. SB is basically string builder. So since it was in as part, it is not reduced anywhere. So I have written SB. You can also make it S simply. So this is the code of it. Now let's submit it. So now let's submit it. So as you can see, it has been just submitted, and uh, the solution was accepted successfully. And I hope you like the video. And if you thank you for being with me. And if you like the video, then please do like and subscribe. Thank you.